You will never be ready. Ever, ever, ever. I'm starting messy. I will learn as I go along. Every time you promise yourself, I'm going to do this, I'm going to start today, and you don't do it, you lose more self-confidence. The next time you say no again to yourself, it means you're saying yes to something else that is not as important to you.
Here is something you need to hear. You're not lazy. You're just misaligned. I'm Kepo. I help high performers get unstuck by taking bold, aligned action. And this is Grow With Kepo, where we speak with influential trailblazers who've made their mark and found the clarity that changed their lives. This is where we get clear, realign, and move toward a life that actually feels like yours. Welcome to the show.
Well, hello. Oh, it's good to be back. Welcome. This is the very first episode of Grow With Kepo. If we haven't met before and this is your first time coming across my podcast, my name is Kepo, short for Onikepo Omotade, and I will be giving out tips and tricks on, well, not tricks. I will be talking a lot about how to design a happy life, how to live a happy life so that you can finally live the kind of life that you've always dreamed of. What I'm trying to do is help other people like you who are struggling to just start, struggling to move ahead. Maybe you know that there is more out there for you. And you know that you keep asking yourself, is this all there is to life? And, you find yourself, daydreaming about, well, I wish I could win the lottery. I wish I could marry a rich man, or I wish I'll just get some kind of windfall of money or something. You find yourself daydreaming and escaping your reality because you're not happy with it. That is what this podcast is for, to finally help you shift and get out of it. And I'll be honest with you, I am also in that stage in my life in certain areas, right? Nobody really has it perfect. Let's say in the area of physical fitness, I actually feel pretty good. I would say maybe if I were to rate myself, I'll be like, okay, I'm at an 8. I just need a few tweaks to actually feel my excellent best, right? But maybe my career is like, I don't know. We're still figuring that one out. Maybe that's why I'm doing this episode. But my point is, you feel that life of quiet desperation, as they call it, or quiet misery, as I like to call it. And you're just tired, and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, but you actually don't know where to start or how to start. Well, today I want to talk about the fact that you just have to start, and the fact that you will never be ready. Okay, big secret, guys. I want to let you in on something. You will never be ready. Ever, ever, ever. To start that podcast, hello. To start that YouTube channel, to start that business, to finally declutter your garage, to quit that job that is making you sick, to look for another job, or to get some training and upskill so that you can apply for that thing that you've been wanting, or to finally take that exam that you've been procrastinating. You will never, ever, ever feel ready. There'll always be something. Case in point, today, I told myself, I said, no matter what happens, I am going to record my first episode today. And this is what happened. I had planned that I was going to leave the house at 2 p.m. and run a couple of errands before meeting up with friends for dinner at 6 p.m. I didn't finish doing some other things that I was doing online until past 2. And I was like, okay, let me get up and get ready. I'll do this podcast and do that. And I was like, no, you know what? We're doing this thing today. We are doing it today. Whatever happens.
Hey, quick break. I want to invite you to something powerful. If you're a high-achieving professional who feels burnt out, stuck, or like you've checked all the boxes but still feel unfulfilled, I've been there. That's why I offer free strategy sessions to help you reconnect with purpose and get clear on your next bold move. I would love to support you. Just hit the link in the description to book your call. Now, back to the episode.
So here's what I did. I cranked up all my gear, my lighting, my mic. Keep in mind, it's all brand new, right? I just bought the lighting. It's been in my box for months. I think about 5 months now that I've been planning to do this and talking about doing it to myself. My microphone, my camera, the batteries, so many things, my laptop, my phone. So I started setting up my camera and I realized, oh my gosh, it's been so long. I think I'm missing one piece that I need to mount it. I'm like, okay, I don't know if I have that piece. I just moved. I don't know if it's in storage or whatever. Okay, let me just check my camera back. Okay, it was there. Good. All right. Oh shoot, I need batteries for my camera. Okay, let me bring it out because I ordered some from Amazon. I didn't open the Amazon box, and I was like, well, Kepo, duh, you kind of have to charge the batteries first, right? So I'm charging the batteries, and in my own mind, the batteries should be ready and fully charged in a minute. I'm like, okay, so my camera is over there. That's why I keep looking over there. And that's not what I'm using. I'm like, okay, I'm going to switch to my iPhone. Okay, how do I actually do this? I don't know. Let me Google it. Okay, I need to actually connect my iPhone to my MacBook. And I try. My MacBook is not recognizing my iPhone. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll do this another day. I was like, no, I need to figure this thing out. It is recognizing my webcam, my built-in webcam of my MacBook, which is what I'm using right now. And it's good enough. You can see and make out my face. You can make out what's in the background. Don't get distracted by that. But my point is, it doesn't need to be perfect, right? At all of these points, I could have quit and I could have just said, you know what, I'm going to go run all the errands I want to run. But I realized how dire is it for me to get egg whites from Costco and tissue and toilet paper and return the jacket I bought from Decathlon. So before I meet with my friend for dinner, yeah, actually, it's not my friend, actually, my former boss and his wife. But how dire is that versus this thing that I have been putting off for so long? And guys, that is the stuff that gets us all the time. It's all the little things that actually, when you take a step back, you're like, this doesn't even matter. Like, I can, you know what? It's okay if I spend $3 extra, $4 extra to buy egg whites from the regular grocery store because I couldn't get to Costco. If it means getting this podcast out today. And at some point, you just have to get honest with yourself and ask yourself, these things that I'm putting ahead of this other thing that I really want to do, how important is it? How important is this jacket? Still has, I think I still have like 3 more weeks to return it. Oh my goodness. If I don't get to return it now, it's okay, Kepo. Everything's going to be all right. But you know what's not going to be all right? If I don't record this podcast again, it means that I would have betrayed myself again. And every time I decide not to do what I promised myself I will do, I lose my self confidence. Every time you promise yourself, I'm going to do this, I'm going to start today, I'm going to start on Monday, and you don't do it, you break your promise to yourself, you lose more self confidence. Why? Because you are proving to yourself over and over and over again that you can't be trusted. You can't trust yourself. So next time you will likely not even want to do it because it's like, you know what, let me not even say anything because at this point, it's just lip service, right? It's a double-edged sword or one of those catch-22s where if you break your promise to yourself and you lose your self-confidence, then you're not likely to actually do the bold thing and do what you need to do. But then you need to have self-confidence to do the bold thing that you want to do. But it all starts with taking action, no matter how small, no matter how messy. Start messy. Done is better than perfect. I'm just giving you things that you can use to just remember the next time you try to talk yourself out of not doing something that you've been promising yourself. The next time you try to procrastinate that thing one more time, you have to remember, I want you to hear my voice saying, done is better than perfect. Start messy. Press record. press send, press post, send that email, reach out to that person, connect with that person, go to that job fair, send that email, apply for that job, register for that exam, pick your niche and start your online business, register your LLC. Just do it. Honestly, whoever came up with that just do it slogan for Nike, I hope that that person is still getting paid today, or their family or their family's generation. It really just boils down to that. Just do it. And I know that even this is still not enough to get some of us to take action. I know this because I've been there. I cannot tell you how many times I have heard someone on a podcast or reading a book and they're telling me, you're never going to be ready. You just have to do it. So here's what I have to say to you, my stubborn brothers and sisters that are just like me. We're those of us that need. Ooh, here's what I have to say to you. If you're still saying, yeah, I've heard that before, just do it, blah, blah, blah. Here is the thing. Every time you delay on doing that thing that you really want to do, you push away even further your ability to achieve your biggest goals, your biggest dreams. So when you delay starting by one day, then you delay getting your results by a day. And that's even being conservative, because we're not even thinking about compound effects here. And the fact that sometimes doing something the first time versus the second time and the third time, maybe the third time just has even more of an impact than the first time. And it takes you even closer to where you're trying to get to. And in a quicker manner, right? So the increase is exponential. We're not even thinking about that. We're just assuming that it's a linear progression. When you start today, then you are more likely to get the results. Let's say it takes 10 days, in 10 days. Well, if you start one day later, then you're going to get results 11 days from now. So my question to you is, how badly do you want it? And how quickly do you want to see it? How quickly do you want to be on the other side of that quiet misery, of the quiet desperation? Yeah. Of not feeling like you're actually truly living and thriving, of that voice in your head that just keeps nudging you every time. The moment you get quiet, you are hearing that thing saying, you said you're going to start today. You said you're going to start today. How often do you want to hear that? And how quickly do you want to be on the other side of that? If you don't want it now, my sister, my brother, please, I'm begging you, please don't do anything. Don't do anything. Because if you do nothing, then you get nothing. It's safe. But if you want it ASAP and it is a burning desire, then you have to follow that burning desire with action. I will not sugarcoat it for you. I will not sweet talk you into it. And I will not be one of those people that will tell you, oh, you just have to feel into it and manifest it. And oh my gosh, it will come to pass. No, honey. You have to roll up your sleeves, do it messy, and just do it anyways. I'm not going to be one of those people that will tell you, oh, you need to first register the business and then you need to get a business card. And then you need those things are easy. You know the hard stuff, the one that you keep procrastinating, the hard stuff that you keep procrastinating, that's the stuff that you need to do. That is the thing that you need to do. The one that you like, when you think about it, that is the one. If you enjoy that frustration of that, and you just enjoy that, you enjoy that sound, you enjoy that song in your head, carry on. I'm talking to you that you are not afraid to take action. It's just that you needed that extra push, and let this be your extra push. You don't need anyone else to tell you the same thing again, unless you just want to prove to yourself that you're stubborn. I know you're busy. I know you're tired. I know you're burnt out. You're hungry. You are this, you are that. You're planning a vacation. You have an event coming up. You have to take the children to XYZ party and XYZ tennis, blah, blah, blah. I know. I also know that you're doing this on your phone. I know that you have dead time, but you rather do things that are just like brain dead activities. You just want to veg on the couch. Well, the thing is, when you do that, you don't get to complain and say you don't have time. You don't get to complain and say, oh, I'm busy. Because you're not that busy. And then for others that you're like, well, Kepo, it's not that I'm that busy. And it's not that I'm afraid to just do it. It's none of that stuff. It's just that I feel this way, like almost like imposter syndrome, or I feel like I'm not good enough. It's deeper than that. It's a trauma response. People like throwing that phrase around these days, trauma response. You have not even been diagnosed with anything. You're just psychoanalyzing yourself. And any other thing that we want to pull from my excuse bags. Okay, I get it. You feel like you're less than. You feel like a phony, or you feel like you're not quite ready. Maybe because you don't feel competent, or you don't feel you have the right skills, whatever it is, or you don't feel like you deserve it. I want to break down something to you. The whole idea of imposter syndrome, honestly, I didn't even really believe in it. I think that one of two things is usually happening. Number one is there is something that you really want to do, and you can see that you don't have all the skills to actually do that thing well, right? So it's that stage of being, that conscious incompetence. You are aware that, okay, this is what I really want to do. Like me now, podcasting, where now that I'm recording, I'm realizing, well, I'm not really great at speaking after all. I go off tangents, I lose my train of thought, I ramble. I need training here. But guess what? You're still listening to me. Yeah, you're still listening to me. I don't even know where I should be looking. Should I be looking at this lens here, or should I be looking at myself? I'll figure it out on the next podcast episode. My point is, I recognize that, okay, I don't have all the skills, right? It's very easy when I'm talking to my friends, I'm just rambling on and on and on. But when I'm actually recording in my head, I'm thinking, oh, I don't want to ramble too much. I want to get to the point. I don't want to lose the person listening to this or watching this via YouTube. It's all nonsense. Yes, you don't have enough skills. Depending on what it is, you could start messy. Again, that whole start messy thing, that whole done that perfect thing. I'm starting messy. I will learn as I go along. I'm pretty sure when I play back my 100th episode and I look back at this first one, I want to enter the ground. That's okay. We'll cross that bridge when it gets there. But I'll upskill. It is not an excuse to not start. Now, it's different if maybe, I'm going to use an extreme example here. You want to apply to be on the board of something of Surgeons of America. If you have not performed those types of surgeries before, or you haven't gotten the credentials or whatever, yes, you are going to feel what they call imposter syndrome. When you're talking to somebody who could get you in on the board, okay, so you know that, okay, there's a gap to fill there. Go fill it. And that's an extreme example, right? Maybe you are applying for certain jobs in consulting, for example, and you know that, wow, these people, like, they need you to think on your feet. But I have not been doing a lot of stuff to think analytically. I don't feel really great about this interview. Then go pick up examples and exercises online to help you think, to help you exercise the analytical side of your brain. Imposter syndrome, gone. Now, the other reason why someone might be feeling what they call quote unquote imposter syndrome, I said there are two things that might be happening, right? One is just there's a skill gap. The second one is you're just being human. Because you're stepping out of your comfort zone, you're doing something that feels unnatural. You're going to feel a little bit weird, like a fish out of the water. It's normal. Embrace it. Maybe we should not call it imposter syndrome. It's just the self-awareness. And talking about how to actually embrace that is a completely different podcast episode. Today, we're staying focused on why you will never be ready. And I'm giving you all the reasons why you just need to start. That's it. And before this podcast episode ends, I want to think about if there is one more thing I can give to that one person who is still thinking, yeah, okay, well, this is, I'll do it another day if I'm not giving you the push. Okay, here it is. The next time you say no again to yourself and to what you really want to do, and you procrastinate, it means you're saying yes to something else that is not as important to you. So at some point, you're going to have to decide how important that thing is to you and how badly you want to start. And if you find that it's not that important to you, or you're not willing to start because you have all these other things going on, then please lower your standards and stop talking about it. Lower your standards and stop saying you're going to do it, you want to do it. You have come to terms with the fact that it's really not that important to you. But again, I have a feeling that it is actually really important to you. That is why you're still looking for someone to convince you that you need to start. Here's what I can say to that. If it's truly important to you, you will take action. If you still don't take action over and over again, you have your answer. It's not important to you. It's time to change up your dreams and your goals. Thank you, everyone, for listening or watching if you're on YouTube. This podcast episode is sponsored by yours truly. Please like it, share it with your friends, and also rate my show on whatever podcasts software you use. The thing with podcasts is when you rate the show, that actually really helps the show. Then you're signaling to them that they should actually show this show to other people. But honestly, the best thing that you can do after this episode is to commit to one thing that you're going to do towards that thing that you really want, towards their next big goal, the next big dream, whatever it is. Commit to that one thing. And then when you come back next time, we are going to dig deep into some of the mental blockers. Yeah, I'm excited about that. Basically, we're going deeper into why you might not be taking action, or why you don't have time, or why you don't have enough energy for it, and all of that. I'm excited. Thank you so much, and hope to see you back here. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Grow with Kepo. If this episode sparked something for you, subscribe, share it with a friend, and keep growing.